Prisoners released in Guyana to relieve congestion in the penal system. And in sport, a regional leader says West Indies cricket is in crisis. I'm Nicole Best, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, July 11. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Join the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and its regional and international partners at the CBU Annual General Assembly, August 21st through 24th at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau, the Bahamas, under the theme Digital Developments in Caribbean Media. Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, will welcome delegates during the opening ceremony. Guyana's Minister of Public Telecommunications, the Honorable Kathy Hughes, will offer a keynote address on digital developments in the region. See the launch of the UNESCO-sponsored Manual of Social Media Guidelines for Caribbean Journalists, with guest speaker Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. And hear from international media players about the new developments in digital television standards in Europe, the US, and Japan. And this year's Caribbean Broadcasting Awards Gala at the Atlantis Resort Paradise Island is not to be missed. Call 246-430-1007 to book your space in the 3-day conference and exhibition. Don't miss the CBU 48th Assembly at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau from August 21st through 24th. Discounts on flights to the assembly on the official airline, Caribbean Airlines.
22 prisoners who were remanded to the Georgetown prison were granted bail yesterday as a means of easing the congestion in the penal system. The prisoners who were behind bars for minor non-violent offences were offered bail as 6 magistrates held special bail hearing at the Lusignan prison. Hundreds of prisoners were taken there following Sunday's devastating fire and prison break at the Georgetown prison. Public Security Minister Kimraj Ramjatan told reporters that other major decisions will include the relocation of over 1,000 prisoners from the Lusignan facility. He said the prisoners have been in open spaces even as efforts are afoot to make them comfortable until they can be transferred to other prisons. He said yesterday the Civil Defense Commission delivered tents, water and food items to the prisoners. However, a video circulating on social media created an uproar about how the prisoners are being treated. In the video, prisoners are seen killing livestock they met grazing there. Sources say they are roasting the animals on pallets that were sent for them to sleep on. Ramjatan acknowledged that the inmates are still exposed to the elements, but said that tents and temporary accommodation are being established. Commissioner of Police Silal Prasad provided information on the prison escapees.
Prison escapees.
There are 5 that are still at large. 4 of that 5 we confirm identity, and we are yet to confirm the identity of the 5th person.
Any reasons as to where they may be?
We had information that has been partially confirmed of one of them, one site in Georgetown.
In the wake of the recent prison fire, a U.S.-based Guyanese group is calling for an overhaul of the country's security system. The Caribbean Guyana Institute for Democracy, the CGID, on Monday said the crisis is devastating to the management of the country's national security. President Rickford Burke says the destruction of an entire prison in the center of the capital city as a consequence of an uprising demonstrates that the country has not completely managed or transformed its national security infrastructure and posture to respond to modern threats and conditions. He says this crisis must serve as a wake-up call not only for a drastic overhaul of the nation's security policy and framework, but in thinking, analysis and management as well. The CGID is therefore calling on the David Granger administration to immediately condemn the Camp Street Georgetown prison facility and urgently rebuild a modern facility outside of the commercial district of Georgetown. The group also calls for the immediate fast-track implementation of all recommendations of the recently concluded 2016 Commission of Inquiry, that's the COI. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is calling for a private meeting with opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar over matters of national interest. In a release issued by the Office of the Prime Minister, Rowley says the matters selected are areas in which the opposition should be engaged. We get more in this CNC3 news report.
This time, what the agenda for the meetings is, which the Prime Minister proposes will take place between July 12th and the 19th. The request is being made as Parliament is currently in recess, and sources within the United National Congress tell CNC3 they suspect the issue is related to the JLSC. At a news conference on Friday, Dr. Rowley told reporters he held the view that the executive arm of the state may very well have to intervene in the ongoing controversy surrounding the judicial body.
Opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar says she's ready to speak with Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and offer him a solution to solve the bacchanal in the judiciary. She said she also wants to tell him to his face that he has brought the country to a ruinous state as crime continues unabated. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
This month on Caribbean Passport, the region celebrates culture and heritage in colorful, festive displays. Antigua and Barbuda's 60th Carnival, Tobago's Heritage Festival, and we fly to Barbados for Crop Over. All this and more on this station.
Throughout the day, I'll be bringing you some fun facts about the island. Let's start with the Tybee Island Light Station. It's one of the oldest in existence today and is one of the well-known landmarks on the island.
Let's take a look at our first game in our men's finals. We have Kibby and Peter versus Dave and Rodrigo. Dave back serving.
Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says West Indies cricket is in crisis, and he warns the Caribbean side could face relegation from the top tier of international cricket if the regional game continues in its current state. Rowley was speaking on the heels of the CARICOM Heads of Government Summit in Grenada last week when West Indies cricket emerged as one of the hot topics.
West Indies cricket is in dire trouble, in crisis, and if we're not careful, something is likely to happen in the not too distant future, even though it's not being spoken about now. I don't know that the ICC will continue to put this substandard West Indies team to play against the top 5 or 6 Test cricket teams going forward into many more years. What I am frightened of is that somewhere in the not too distant future, common sense will prevail at the ICC, and they'll create some kind of a Premier League and a second division. And West Indies cricket will end up in the second division because of the standard that we are displaying. And we'll end up playing cricket against Ireland, Scotland, Kenya, and Afghanistan. And that,
Laying the current demise at the feet of Cricket West Indies, the Trinidadian leader said nothing proactive was being done to salvage the situation. He said the body governing cricket in the region was simply sitting back and hoping for a miracle or a superstar to rescue the struggling side. Well, West Indies women are facing, they reached 285 for 4 of their 50 overs in their 6th match of the ICC World Cup in England today after being sent in by Pakistan. We'll give you the details of that at 6:30 during Caribbean Newsline. Have a good afternoon.